Oh, hey guys, I was just getting a cup of coffee brewed. I had one early this morning. I've been trying to get up earlier with the time change now. So I was feeling a little dragged, so I said, let me get a cup of coffee. So one of my favorite memories in my life was always having coffee with my mom and my aunt and my sisters. And now I try to have it with my daughters. So, you know what? Join me for a cup of coffee because I'm going to show you how to make something really simple. Okay, so now that it's getting to be into November, we start thinking about our Thanksgiving menus. And we usually do traditional stuff. You know, we all do it, the turkey, the stuffing, you know, the mashed potatoes. This year I wanted to do something a little different, and I want to add a soup on my menu. Started thinking about all the soups I make, and I make a ton of them for the restaurant. But the one that stood out to me just recently was a spinach and artichoke soup. I know everybody is used to hearing spinach and artichoke dip, but you can actually make this into a soup just from this small little can of artichokes. So I'm going to show you how to do it. So over here I have my soup pot, and it's already heating up. So I've got it on a medium-high heat. But back here I wanted to show you, I have 4 cups of chicken stock just simmering. You can see the steam coming up. Actually smells good, kind of gets you in that Thanksgiving mood. And the reason why I'm heating it is because you never really want to add something cold into a hot soup. It'll just take the temperature back down. So then you have to start all over again. So I'm going to show you now. I had my pot heating up here. So the ingredients that we're going to be using. I have a 1.5 cups of heavy cream. I have just 1 can here of artichoke hearts. I have a little garlic. I have an onion. And I have a block of cream cheese. Now the block of cream cheese I have been letting kind of come to room temperature so that just when it is time to put it in this pot, it doesn't take a long time and clump up. And then in my sink, I have a little bit of a strainer of frozen chopped spinach. You could use fresh, but I feel like the frozen works best here. It just is all chopped already, so it just mixes in really, really well. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. Now I went ahead already this morning and I put the recipe on so that you guys can run out this afternoon and you can have this made, or you can try it for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this butter in the pan, and I've already had the pan heating up because I didn't want to take all the time, you know, to have that happen like that. So I'm just browning up my butter here, and while that's going, I'm going to chop up an onion, 1 medium onion. Because we all know when you think about spinach and artichoke dip, think about what's in it when you're dipping your bread or your cracker or whatever it is into it. It's basically gooey cheese, the artichoke, the spinach, and you do taste that onion. So we do have a little bit of onion going here, and I'm just dicing this up really fine. Let's see here. Okay, and I'm going to use both sides because it's a soup. I want all that flavor in there. So we're putting the onion in. Now I'm going to do the other side here. All right, and I hope everybody has had a wonderful week so far. I actually, on Saturday and Sunday, and came home Monday, I went to Asheville with my husband. We took a little break up into the mountains to go see the leaves and feel the crisp air. And I know it was raining a lot here in South Carolina, but we kind of escaped that because it was sunny up there. We went to a winery. We just had a wonderful, wonderful time. We went to the Grove Park Inn. But we came back and it got me in the Thanksgiving mood. So let me see if I can see some people on here. Lisa, hello pretty lady. You did not miss much. I'm actually just showing you guys how to make spinach and artichoke soup. So I know I'm going to be seeing you Saturday at the meatball class as well. Okay, so I am just sauteing down my onions. I'm getting them soft. And the big word you want to hear is always translucent, which means you can see through the onions, which basically they're cooked. So now that I have a bed down on the bottom of the soup pot, now I can add the garlic. You never really want to add garlic into a hot pot because it will burn. And when garlic burns, it gets really bitter. And then no matter what it is, you can't get rid of that taste. You could have the biggest pot of sauce at this restaurant. You burn the garlic, the whole sauce tastes like garlic. So let's see. Okay, so to this I'm adding 2 teaspoons of diced garlic, minced up. This is minced really fine. If you didn't have this in the jar, then you could take 4 cloves of garlic and just dice them up and put them in. So, okay, so I have this going. It smells good already. Anytime you put garlic and onion in a pan and you heat it up, it's just fumates everything. It's delicious. All right, so we've got this going. Now, the next step that we want to do is we want to put in our package of frozen spinach. And I've had mine draining in the sink. I took it out. I just let it thaw out. And I'm going to get that for you now. See, it's in a strainer here. I had it in the sink. And I'm just going to add it right in just like this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our spoon and we're going to break it all up into, and it's going to just kind of cook in with these onions and garlic. My gosh, it smells so good already. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit here. This is going to be my husband and my son's dinner tonight because they're going to get a nice bowl of soup. And this is a pretty hearty soup, you know, because it is going to have the artichoke in it, and we are going to have heavy cream to it and everything. All right, so now I have the spinach all chopped up in here, like it's all separated because you know it was in that clump at first. So I have it all separated. And it's just basically heating through. And it's mixed in with all of the garlic and the onions. Smells so good. And to this now we're going to add a little salt and a little pepper. So I like to use kosher salt. I like to feel everything in my fingers when, you know, as I cook. This way, if I don't measure it, I can tell by my fingers how much I'm putting in. That's how I like. And I also have a coarse grained pepper because I can feel that if you don't see it. It's a coarse grained pepper. So this way, like I can feel how much I'm putting in my fingers. So just a little trick for you if you want to change up your salt and pepper in your cooking. So I've flavored now this level of the soup. And I'm reading a recipe as I'm going along because, you know, as I said, I've only made it once for the restaurant, but it was a really big hit. And when I made it there, I kind of just made it off the cuff. Now I've kind of perfected it. So I've written it down, I have an official recipe, and now I know what I'm doing. Okay, so now with this soup, since it is like the offtake of the dip, we don't want it to be so watery that the spinach is just, you know, water, you know, floating around in the stock. So we're going to kind of thicken it up a little bit. And the way to do that with the soup is to add flour to it. So I have my measuring spoons here, and I'm just going to get 3 tablespoons of flour, and I'm going to add it right into the spinach and the onion and the garlic. And I'm going to actually mix it around, incorporate it in, so this way it isn't all clumpy and just floating around in there. And what it's going to do, it's going to kind of stick to the spinach, and as we add liquid to it, it's going to become like a little gravy-ish. So it's really nice. All right, so we have our flour all cooked in. So after our flour, now we're going to add, I believe it says our chicken broth. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to add the 4 cups of chicken broth. So this is basically one of those boxes that you find in the store. I was trying to see who's on there. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? Hi, Timothy. Thank you for joining today. Okay, chicken broth. I always use low sodium. I like to control my salt. You know, the artichokes have it. Everything has salt in it today. So when you can take it out, that's the best. So this is low sodium chicken broth, 4 cups, nice and warm. So it's not going to stop the spinach and the onions or anything else. See, you could still hear it cooking. And that's just a little trick for you guys to remember. Okay, so now we're going to stir this around. I love spinach. I love cream spinach. I love spinach salad. I love any type of spinach. So while this is cooking for a minute, we're going to add our artichokes. And so I already bought them quartered down like this. This is an artichoke heart. For those of you guys that like don't really know, like this is an artichoke. It comes on that green vegetable that's got like all those spiky things around it. When you take those leaves off and you cut it in half and you take out all that hair in the inside of it, you come down to the artichoke heart, and that's the best part of the artichoke. So this is a can of them. You can buy them in a whole heart, and you can actually stuff those and bake them. They're delicious. Or you can just do the quartered like this. Okay, so I'm turning my, just put them right in there. Now, if you wanted, you could cut them up even smaller if you'd like. You could dice them up. I like them the way they are because you know that eventually they're going to start coming apart in the soup. So I'm just going to mix them in now. I miss my girl Abby today. She was running around. She helps everybody out, Abby. She does everything for everybody, and she, had to help out her brother-in-law this morning. So I missed her today, but I know she's supposed to be watching me. Hello, Joan. How are you from Jersey? Love my Jersey girl. Okay, let's see. So let me catch you guys up for those who maybe just be hopping on here. We are thinking about our Thanksgiving menus, and I'm going to be adding a soup onto mine this year. We're all in that fall vibe, and it's all about soup. So I am making a spinach and artichoke soup instead of dip. So I just used, one of these little cans. I used some onions, some diced minced up garlic. We have spinach in here, frozen spinach that was already like all chopped up. That's the best kind to use. And 4 cups of chicken broth. So that's where we are now. Okay, so this is coming together so nicely. And we're just going to cook this down for just a couple minutes. Now, I want to turn the heat down. And I want to add this 1.5 cups of heavy cream. And this is where the richness comes from in this soup. It is so delicious. But the reason why I kind of turned my heat down is because if I were to add this to a boiling soup, it would curdle. And I don't want that to happen whatsoever. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm adding my heavy cream in here. And this is what gives it its richness. So it's already starting to look like the actual dip that we all love so much. I'm trying to see everybody that's on here today. I see Marie. Hello, Marie. Hello, Janelle. I'm trying to say hello to everybody just to, be fair here. Okay, so we've got the heavy cream in here. One last thing we're going to put in now, and that is an entire block of cream cheese. So if you've ever made spinach and artichoke dip, you know that one of the main ingredients is cream cheese. That's what gives it that tangy taste. So I'm going to just put that in there. You know what? I'm actually going to chop it up into small pieces. I think that actually might work better. Now that I think about it, when I was at the restaurant, I did not do that. I put it in one whole block, and it took a while to kind of melt down. So I'm feeling maybe if I dice it up and cut it into small pieces here, that just maybe it will melt down a little faster. So I'm just going to put these all around. And this is just an 8-ounce block, just, regular cream cheese. Yep, it's melting already. I'm going to turn this up a little bit more now. But you want to go low and slow with this because you don't want it to curdle. It's just like the heavy cream, and it could curdle on you. Okay, so I have all of my cream cheese in there. I'm telling you guys, this is a delicious soup. When I served it maybe a week or 2 ago at the restaurant, it was such a hit. My servers had to tell people, yeah, it's a spinach and artichoke soup. It's not the dip, it's the soup. And you know what? It's melting down already. So while I have the cream cheese and the heavy cream going, I'm going to add to this some cheese because we all know that the spinach and artichoke dip has cheese in it as well. So this is really your preference. You could use some recipes I saw called for Parmesan, but I used white cheddar. So just get a block of white cheddar, grate it up, or even now they have them in those bags that you could, just throw that in there. Okay, so I've got everything I need. I want to bring the camera closer to show you guys this. It's so delicious. It smells so good. It smells exactly like the dip. So while we're waiting for the cream cheese to melt down, I wanted to take the time and show you guys something. First of all, my apron today is from a cute little cafe in Somerville called Sweetwater 123. I went there with my friend. We had lunch. I ended up having one of the best grilled cheese sandwiches in my life there. It was so delicious. And that's the vibe in that little cafe. It's delicious. So anyway, next to it, they have this store that you can buy like kitchen gadgets, things like that. So I saw this beautiful apron and I absolutely love it. I love the colors. It's adjustable here with a button. So if you're in the area, stop in Sweetwater 123 and eat there or shop in their little store. It's great. But I wanted to take a minute and I wanted to show you guys something. Okay, so this is a magazine that circulates around the Charleston area. It's called Charleston Living. And so about 2.5 months ago, I got a call from Carolyn, and she's one of the editors there, and she took me to lunch, and we talked about maybe being in the magazine and what it would entail. And we had to have pictures taken at the restaurant, and they wanted that Christmas feel. So we had to put a tree up, and we had to decorate. And I didn't really know how it would come out, but I am really proud to show you guys that we are actually in this book. We have a 2-page story in the book. It's called The Italian Table. And there we are. You can see like a meat cheese a little bit here. And there's the tree that we put up. So I was so excited. Just a whole article about our restaurant and our family and how we've worked very, very hard to get where we are. So I'm so grateful. If you're out and about, pick up Charleston Living, or read a little bit about us and get to know us. But definitely come in and have some dinner with us and a glass of wine. I know a lot of you have been in already. So while I was talking, it looks pretty much like everything melted down. I only see a tiny bit of cream cheese. And yep, that's all melted down already. This soup, guys, I'm going to actually pour myself a cup and show you. Yep. This is not the soup of the day at the restaurant today. We're going to be having a chicken with garbanzo beans today. But I love soups and I love all that, anything to do with it. So I'm always looking to improve and make better. So, okay. I want to show you guys, I'm so anxious. There might just be a little bit of cream cheese in here. But for you guys, just melt it down. Keep stirring it until it's gone. And I got my bowl here. This is just another little fine. I tell you, I'm a gadget queen. I will, gadget glutton is what we like to call it. And I will buy any gadget or any kitchen thing you can give me. Okay, this is done. I'm going to spoon myself out, but I want to see if I can say hello to some more people. Hi, TJ. TJ, you and I, we need to cook together because, you know, maybe adding some bacon into this would be delicious. Hi, Donna. Oh, this pot right here you're in love with? Yeah, I finally went and I got some, you know, like these, I can't even think of the name of it now, copper pots. I'm so excited about them. Okay, so I'm going to spoon this right into my bowl here because I want to show you. It's boiling away. I'm not going to take too much because I do want to save some for my husband for dinner. So I'm going to turn this down now. Now, I like to have a little something. Can you guys see this soup in here? It is so fantastic. TJ, yes, I just said you and I have to cook together somehow, and we'll have to incorporate bacon into Italian cooking. It would be off the chain. Okay, I'm going to add, I went ahead and I toasted like a little bit of a baguette. Just, you know, I don't like plain soup. I like to dip it. I like to have it. So I have my baguette in there. And the last thing I'm going to show you guys is just sprinkle it on the top, maybe with some Parmesan cheese. Add that little extra cheese on the top. Can you all see this soup? It is so delicious. Look at the big, the pieces of the artichoke in there. And I got my baguette in here. The spinach, everything is melted so nicely. So I'm going to try this out. And I hope my husband likes it for dinner. Guys, it's just like the spinach and artichoke dip. Exactly like what you would get. It's like you want to take this baguette right here, and you just want to dip it in this soup. It is so rich and so delicious. So when you're thinking about your Thanksgiving menu this year, try to put this on there. I know I never do soup, but try to put a soup on there this year. This is perfect, perfect, perfect. Look at these artichokes in here and this soup, and it's just so creamy and rich. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope I was able to say hello to everybody. I really appreciate you guys watching. I really love it. I love getting to meet you guys and you guys coming into my kitchen. So have a great day and try to make yourself some artichoke soup. Let me see if I can turn this off now, right?